right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
We start tonight with breaking news. Just minutes ago, an Amber Alert out of Lincoln County was canceled. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. Investigators were concerned because the mother allegedly made threats toward her children. 3 children were taken from their home in Moscow Mills Monday night. The Amber Alert wasn't issued until just before 6 tonight. Again, that alert was canceled just before we came on the air tonight.
Turning now to our weather impact forecast. Clear and cool in St. Louis tonight. Some spotty showers are moving in while you'll be sleeping. Meteorologist Gary Frank is here to tell us if it will have an impact on your morning commute. Gary?
I don't expect that we're going to see much of an issue in terms of our morning commute, right? Just a couple of sprinkles, light showers here and there. And I think the biggest story for us is the fact that if you've been waiting to get that car wash, you're not going to be dealing with much more in the way of that. I think it would hold off till Saturday. You'll notice the wind has trended from a warmer direction now. It's calm. It's at 8 miles an hour in St. Louis. And that's going to be a key because it's obviously going to switch tomorrow. This is another calm lull between now and tomorrow where the wind starts to pick up. You'll see over the next several hours as our wind starts to pick up, and I think you'll really notice this by especially tomorrow morning, and that's what I'm going to look at here. As we look at that wind, that's going to pick up significantly. Right now, it shows rain, but that is evaporating before it falls to the surface, so we're just seeing clouds increase now, and over the next several hours, you'll notice that. There's the wind. It's much, much calmer. Temperature's still at 43 degrees, which is only about 10 degrees off of our average high right now. There's that dry air, our dew point at 23. We'll hold steady in the 40s. There are those light sprinkles, and there's another round later in the day. But after that, in between that, I think we have an excellent day, and that's what I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes as we talk about temperatures warming up and perhaps our warmest day of the year and this extended forecast just ahead.
Tonight, a St. Charles man is behind bars facing charges for the sexual assault of a 5-year-old girl at a Webster Groves daycare.
Investigators say he admitted to the crime. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski looked through the court documents and spoke with investigators about this horrific case. Laura?
Mike and Kelly, the St. Louis County prosecutor says the 46-year-old man worked at the daycare for 7 years and is now facing 2 counts of statutory sodomy and 2 counts of child molestation that could put him in prison for life.
We had a child that was traumatized and violated. Our children are our most innocent and vulnerable population. And so we take this type of crime extremely seriously.
St. Louis County Police say this man, Christopher Titus, raped and sexually assaulted a 5-year-old girl at Here We Grow Early Care and Education in Webster Groves.
The child disclosed to authorities that Christopher Titus, who was employed at the daycare, touched her inappropriately on several occasions.
Court documents say it happened between January of 2023 and August of 2024. In an interview with police, Titus admitted to several sexual acts.
The child had originally come forward and told a loved one what had happened and disclosed that information, and that loved one passed that information along, which kicked off our investigation.
Police say while they don't have any evidence there are other victims, it is possible. Investigators don't believe anyone else at the daycare knew about it or was involved.
The daycare was very cooperative with our investigation at every step we had. They provided us with whatever information we had requested.
The daycare released this statement. Titus was immediately terminated after we were contacted by law enforcement and were fully cooperating with the authorities. We remain fully committed to doing everything in our power to ensure a safe and supportive environment for every child in our care. Sergeant Brett Belcher encourages parents to have an honest conversation with their kids about what is a good touch and a bad touch.
I would be on the lookout for some dramatic shift in behavior. I no longer want to go to this relative's house. I no longer want to go to that school. This used to be my favorite teacher. Now I can't stand them. I think that would be important topics to discuss with the child.
Titus is being held in jail on $1 million cash-only bond. If you have any information or believe you know another victim, call detectives at 314-615-5400.
St. Louis police now say they are investigating the shooting deaths of a 9-month-old girl and her father as a murder-suicide. And tonight, the baby's heartbroken mother is talking only to 5 on Your Side.
I still can't believe that it's actually real. I keep wishing and praying that I'll wake up from this dream.
Michael Lowry arrived to their North City home Friday night to find the bodies of 9-month-old Ophelia and 21-year-old Zacchaeus Daniels in their living room. She says Daniels was never violent but struggled with his mental health, something she now wants to bring awareness to.
Your life is worth living. Don't ever think that this is the only option. If you cannot advocate for yourself, it's always somebody near, somebody that you trust and love that will advocate for you.
There is a fundraiser to help with Ophelia's funeral expenses. You can find a link on the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com.
Right now, Bellefontaine Neighbors Police are asking for your help in finding 3 suspects they say are armed and dangerous. Christian Parker, Treyana Howell, and Melody Anderson are wanted for a violent assault at the White Castle restaurant on Bellefontaine Road. Investigators say an argument in the drive-thru over an incorrect order quickly escalated early Sunday morning. They made their way inside, attacked workers, hitting one in the head with a gun. They fled in a 2015 white Chevy Equinox. If you see them, you're asked to call 911. Tonight, a bill aimed to give control of the St. Louis Police Department back to the state is stalled in Jefferson City.
Today, the state Senate made changes to the bill, giving Governor Mike Kehoe more oversight. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is live outside St. Louis Police headquarters with more on the new developments.
Kelly and Mike, a potential state takeover of SLMPD has pitted the governor against the police chief and the mayor. Now, Democrats and Republicans also still can't see eye to eye on this one. The hotly debated bill that would place the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department under state control survived a 10-hour filibuster in the state Senate.
This is something we've been working on for at least 5 years now.
A version of the bill passed last month in the Missouri House. However, the Senate has now made changes that would give the governor power to appoint the board that would oversee St. Louis police. Other changes would require the city to shell out more on police, ensuring a quarter of every dollar spent is on policing.
Voters of St. Louis have made it clear that they do want to change.
Republican Senator Nick Schroer from St. Charles sponsored the bill. He says a majority of St. Louis police officers support.
In the most recent poll, 98% of them have indicated they need this bill to pass so they can have competitive salaries, have the tools necessary to do their jobs in decreasing crime.
Democratic senators quickly fought to add anyone appointed by the governor needs to be sponsored by a senator from St. Louis. One of those senators says Mayor Tashara Jones' actions pushed them to make concessions. Jones and Police Chief Robert Tracy oppose a state takeover of the department.
The mayor no longer enjoys the confidence of the people in this building. She couldn't even be bothered to reach out to the senator who represents nearly the entire city of St. Louis, nor engage with any of our Democratic allies.
Mayor Jones responded saying, quote, Missourians were extremely clear that they believe local police departments should be accountable to local residents. And under local leadership, St. Louis is now becoming a safer city.
About power, control, and money, and it's not better for the city as they're trying to state.
Now, today, the Senate did not vote on the bill. They will talk about it again on Monday. The investigation into all this, whether we're going to continue to follow it. I can also tell you this, that the Democrats and Republicans say they're going to still be talking about this. The House would still have to vote on those changes I mentioned just in this story. We're live downtown. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
If approved, the mayor would be one of the members on the 5-person board who feels that seat is up in the air. Alderwoman Kara Spencer is challenging Mayor Jones in the April 8th election. Spencer is coming off a resounding victory in Tuesday's primary vote. And both candidates will square off right here in the 5 on Your Side studios on March 18th. It will air live at 7 p.m. on 5 on Your Side, and you can also watch for free on the 5+ streaming app on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV.
Tonight, billionaire Elon Musk says the Department of Government Efficiency has more cuts to make to the federal government. However, we now know that does not include the FDA's pharmaceutical testing facility in the Central West End. It is on the DOGE list of office closures, but our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal report supervisors have told workers at the 50,000 square foot facility that it will remain open. Tonight, we're learning more about a young mother killed in a horrific 3-car crash in North St. Louis Saturday night.
5 on Your Side's Annie Kroll spoke to family and co-workers who were remembering her as a light in the world and as someone who helped other women feel beautiful.
I knew that they had to be going at a crazy high speed because people have hit my sister in her Jeep before and nothing has happened to her Jeep.
On Saturday around 10 p.m., St. Louis Metro Police say a Mazda 6 was speeding in the southbound lanes of North Broadway near Calvary. The car went in the wrong lane, hitting and killing Candace Sherelle Swearingen in her Jeep Wrangler.
It flipped and it broke into hundreds of pieces and it was unrecognizable. I know that that person was going so fast.
Candace was a successful makeup artist at B Luxury Barber and Beauty in Jennings, where her twin sister Kayla also works. Now, family and friends are remembering the best parts about Candace.
She just had a faith about herself that really poured into other people. She was fun. She was just, honestly, a light.
Full of joy. Every time you walk in, she's, hey, like she making sure she's known in the shop.
Police say it's the third accident this year near the intersection. Kayla's 5-month-old son is recovering after being initially rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Candace's kids, 13-year-old TJ and 10-year-old Bella, had minimal injuries.
Not only did 2 kids lose their mother, but they were involved in the accident. So it's not like, they were at home and got the call. Like, no, they're getting out of a car that flipped over a couple of times to see, these things.
As of this year, police say they've only had 1 call for careless and reckless driving here, but 20 traffic stops.
Accidents happen every day, but if there was any wrongdoing, like I said, we heard speeding, street racing. We don't know the truth. We weren't there, but the police should definitely continue with the investigation. We definitely want to, see to it that if justice is served for Candace and her kids and Kayla and her son.
Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
And police tell us the investigation is ongoing. No charges have been filed yet. There will be a balloon release in Candace's memory on Sunday at 3 p.m. outside B Luxury with T-shirt sales going to support the family.
Tonight, new video of a St. Louis jail official taken away in handcuffs.
The whole incident is somewhat appalling.
The claims of an unlawful arrest leading to a lawsuit against the sheriff. A lack of teachers leading to a lack of confidence in the special school district.
Personally, I feel like things have gotten worse.
Tonight, a mother shares her concerns about meeting the needs of vulnerable students.
Of course, at this point in time, we're on the warm side of things, avoiding a snowstorm to the north. But what this storm does to us will have an impact for Friday. We discuss that and also talk about when that warmth off to the southwest taps into our area and stays for good.
Tonight, newly released surveillance video shows the moments a jail official inside the St. Louis City Justice Center was taken away in handcuffs. Deputy Commissioner Tammy Ross is now suing the newly elected Sheriff Alfred Montgomery, who demanded the arrest. The February 14th incident stemmed from Ross denying Montgomery access to a female detainee for an interview about an alleged sexual assault by a sheriff's deputy. The sheriff says Ross was in contempt and ordered a deputy to handcuff her.
She was obviously upset. She felt humiliated. She's embarrassed that this whole incident occurred. The whole incident is somewhat appalling.
Ross is seeking more than $25,000. We reached out to Montgomery and his attorney, but they said they aren't commenting on any pending litigation. Some parents say St. Louis County Special School District isn't meeting the needs of students with learning challenges. And tonight, one mother is breaking her silence.
She fears speaking out could come at a cost, so we've concealed her identity. She tells 5 on Your Side's Paula Vassan how a broken system is leaving vulnerable children with inadequate resources.
For parents like this one, who's going by Kathy for this interview, trusting St. Louis County Special School District is no longer an option. Her 2 children, both on the autism spectrum, rely on the district's specialized services through their elementary school. Services she says they're simply not getting.
I hear about all these teachers quitting, and I hear about teacher burnout. They want to be able to teach, but the problem is either they're not given the resources or they're given poor working conditions.
The special school district recently announced it's shifting 36 teachers to new schools, an attempt to fill staffing gaps. Kathy believes this move just reshuffles a broken system rather than fixing it.
It feels like robbing Peter to pay Paul in some aspects, where taking staff from districts that are still not as understaffed, but I don't think a single special educator would tell you, oh, we have all the staff we need, we have all the support we need.
This week, we spoke with Superintendent Michael Macklin. He says the district is working to better serve students.
We are aligning our staffing to meet the needs of students.
Critics say that's not the real issue. Parents and teachers we spoke with worry staff reassignments will only make things worse, pushing more teachers to quit, increasing caseloads, and adding to the burnout that's already a problem. Attorney Diane Dragon says the district isn't providing enough resources or support for teachers, and students are paying the price.
My focus is on the children and the children that are not being serviced.
Kathy agrees.
Are you seeing your kids aren't getting the support they need?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Personally, I feel like things have gotten worse.
She decided to take matters into her own hands, looking for a new school outside her current district.
Another thing that would help is just being willing to have a more one-on-one kind of support.
SSD says it's actively hiring, with 50 open teaching positions for next year. A spokesperson says staff reassignments are necessary to meet student needs, and they're working to make sure there's a certified teacher in each classroom. Kathy says that change isn't happening fast enough. Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
All right, a live look now at Enterprise Center, where Arch Madness is in full swing. The Missouri Valley Tournament tipped off today. With 12 teams competing, that means plenty of foot traffic in downtown over the next few days. The thousands of fans are a welcome sight for downtown businesses. The St. Louis Sports Commission predicts fans will spend around $7 to $8 million over the weekend.
Meteorologist Gary Frank is back with the weather impact forecast, and it hopefully should be a nice weekend for all of those basketball fans.
A little rain tomorrow, though, right, Gary?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I really don't think, I think most of these people that hopefully they're sleeping in, they're not even going to notice that it happened. And, maybe they're parking their cars in the hotel. Walking to and from downtown, you're going to have any issues. So if you're just kind of hanging out in the hotel, welcome. You're in for a good weekend. If you got here when it was snowing and windy, we don't have anything like that. Right now it's quiet. You can see the flag is quiet. And still, like I said, temperatures holding steady at 43. One thing I look at is the dew point is 23. When that number gets close to this one, we got more saturated air. We have dry air at the surface. So a lot of this is going to evaporate before it gets here. I show you this entire system, and it's similar in some regard to the last one in maybe not its strength and capability, but it doesn't have the moisture the last one did. And we'll show you where this is. We're kind of on the southern edge of things, where we're on the warm side of it. We have clouds, we have rain and snow to the north, and this is where the heaviest band of precipitation is, and it's going to stay there. But well to the south, we have all this, what looks like rain, even over our area, but it's evaporating a few thousand feet above the surface, so it's not really going to get here. It doesn't have quite the gusto that the last system did, but by 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, a few light showers. I think by the time you wake up, it's gone. Then there's another round of maybe light showers in the evening, and that may impact some of us by 5, 6, 7 o'clock. But like I said, a lot of us, it really has to do with that front passing, and that's what we're going to see. Now, our wind, like I mentioned, will be calm to start, but it picks up out of the southeast first, switches to the south, and that's going to help warm us up. The southwest wind by the afternoon, I think, is going to jumpstart our temperatures to where it really warms up. So despite starting off with cloud cover, temps in the low 40s, we pick that wind out of the southwest up. We're near 70 degrees by the afternoon. Then the clouds pick up again, and it will get cool behind that front. Now, for the rest of the weekend, if you're hanging out in town to finish the tournament, 55, and then, of course, 61 on Sunday. We continue that warming trend. Saturday is pretty close to average, and of course Sunday is mild, but then we spring forward, so we're going to get that extra hour of daylight artificially. Regardless, it's nice because the sun sets at 7:03. Now, as we see this warmer air, we're on the nudge of it here, we're going to see another system pass to our south, but it's this high that settles in. That's going to lock in some warmer air for us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, some 15 to 25 degrees warmer. And what that means for us is we get that early spring warmth. 74 Monday, 86 is the record, 79 Tuesday. 85 is the record. Nowhere close to the records, but it's a warm start to the week, and Tuesday looks to be the warmest day of the year so far. 61 as we spring forward, like I mentioned, you see near 80 degrees. That's going to be the warmest day, I think, for this year so far. And I really don't have anything cold for us the next 10 days. You can see on 5+, got the extended 10-day forecast. There's nothing cold. Doesn't mean it won't get cold.
I'm not complaining.
Nothing cold. Yeah.
All right, Gary, thanks. Corey is here with sports.
Well, the Blues have some tough news on the eve of the trade deadline. The madness of March is on display all over the place, and the new Battlehawks quarterback is ready to step into the spotlight. Sports is up after the break. 16 hours from now, we'll know how the Blues are viewing the rest of this season. 2 p.m. tomorrow is the NHL trade deadline, and Doug Armstrong has some decisions to make. He has assets other teams want, but his Blues currently sit just 2 points out of a playoff position. It was good news, bad news for the Blues late last night in L.A. The good, they got another unbelievable performance from Jordan Binnington and beat the Kings in the shootout while John Hamm celebrated in his John Burroughs Letterman's jacket. The bad, we found out today, Colton Parayko, in the middle of a breakout year, got hurt on that play and is out through at least the end of the regular season. He'll have a scope done on his left knee. But ahead of the deadline, these Blues are clear. They want to go for it.
I think we've sent the message that, we love each other and we want to find a way in this locker room and build for, right now and the future. And yeah, I think the message is there.
There's a belief in that room right now about what we can achieve. Now it's up to us to keep doing it night in, night out, and stay consistent with our habits.
The big dance may not have started just yet, but there's plenty of college basketball madness out there already, from the Missouri Valley to the Ohio Valley and even the Atlantic 10. Let's start with Lindenwood. The Lions won last night to extend their season and face Tennessee State today in the OVC tournament. Lots of swings back and forth in this one. Markeith Browning, nice layup to make it a close game at the half. Lions hanging in there in the second half. Anais Futrell nailing the triple to make it a 4-point game. Right now, Tennessee State leads late in this one. Rebecca Tillett and St. Louis U in the second round of the A-10 tournament against UMass. The Billikens do love the month of March. They forced the turnover, and Brooklyn Gray is going to cash that in. That's 2 of her 30 points on the day. Then the coach's daughter, Isabel, got in on the act. She's going to convert on the fast break layup. She and Mom pretty happy about it. SLU advances 67-57. Arch Madness got underway today at Enterprise Center. SIU kicked off their tournament with a 86-85 win over Indiana State. Bashan grad Kennard Davis Jr. was right in the middle of things for the Salukis. He had 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in the victory, and Davis sure loves playing at home.
It means a lot, knowing I have my family and friends to support me here, and my teammates also. So I just, want to play hard. I'm glad my teammates helped me get the wins. I feel like I have a pretty versatile game. I can play outside, I can post up. But it's really just my coaches and teammates put me in the right position and trusting me.
Taking Flight, Card Spring Training, sponsored by Wood Basement Systems.
I tell you what, this kid is dedicated. We've seen him practicing his umpiring skills a few times at spring training behind home plate. Had a workout today with 19 total strikeouts to call. Not a whole lot to write home about on the field between the Cardinals and Nationals. Eric Fetty was pretty good, 3 scoreless innings. Scoreboard wasn't pretty for the Cards, though. Remember this guy? Paul DeYoung tees off for a 3-run shot. That's beat the Cardinals 12-1. Was another tough day for Mason Wynn. 2 strikeouts to drop his average to 0.48 on the spring, but it's not time to worry just yet.
I'm seeing a guy who's pressing. He's chasing that pitch on the outside corner. He's chasing a lot of sliders. I will remind you that this time last year in spring training, we were having the same conversation about we don't know if Mason Wynn can hit. Well, he proved us all to the point where we now know he can. It's just a matter of him ramping up, getting closer to opening day.
And right now, you can catch our half-hour spring training special airing on 5+ and the 5 on Your Side YouTube channel. Taking Flight, a Cardinal spring of transition. Let's go! It was picture day for the Battlehawks down at training camp. In just 22 days, they will fly again into another UFL season. The new face with the most buzz in camp is former TCU star quarterback Max Duggan. It's an open competition for that starting spot, but Duggan is poised to seize on this new opportunity.
That's what's been a lot of fun learning about this league is that it's giving guys, another chance, another opportunity to go play, go develop. I think my main focus is winning consistently in the pocket. I think that's the main concern of, I can win from the pocket, but I think doing it on a more consistent basis. And I think just, focusing in on that, surrounded by a lot of great players here, a lot of great coaches. And, I'm excited to, go and work on that.
Congrats to the Nashville, Illinois high school girls basketball team. The Hornets won their Class 2A state semifinal game today against Chicago Phillips, 60-32. They will play Peoria Notre Dame on Saturday for the state title. A lot of highlights coming up tomorrow night on 5 on Your Sideline. District championships, sectional championships in Illinois. We got you covered.
All right, Corey, thanks.
Well, he's proving to be one tough trooper. The viral Missouri officer answering the call again to remove a heavy hazard from the road. Well, the votes are in, and it appears Illinois won't be getting a new state flag after all. Nearly 385,000 votes were cast in a statewide contest that featured 10 new designs. The current state flag received the most with 43%. State lawmakers will have the final say. The Missouri State Highway Patrol's strongman is back at it. Now, you may remember this viral dash cam video from last year.
Yeah, it showed Trooper Isaiah LeMasters putting his muscles to work. He easily tossed a nearly 1,000-pound bale of hay off a highway in Callaway County. Okay, just this week, he used his strength to remove another heavy roadblock. Take a look as he single-handedly removes a large tree that fell onto a road during a storm. He's living up to his nickname, Trooper Isaiah Doesn't Miss Leg Day LeMasters. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. It's free to download.
Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis, and that starts at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.